All right, good morning, guys. Today we're looking at Vrax. We have this going from 248 all the way up to 377, so we've got a pretty good range here. It looks like it might come down to VWAP. I'm not entirely convinced on that though. We have a support line here about 349, maybe 350, that could hold on open here. It looks like it is. BCAM's dropping, MGAM's heading up currently, and Meds looks like it might be heading up, and NXL. Nice candle there. I'm not really sure if that's playable or not, though. More interested in Vrax right now, though. I want to see what happens here if we bounce off the support or fall through. All right, we're falling. We're hitting it. We're falling through a little bit. Looks like we might bounce here, so we're going to get ready to buy in. That's Vrax. About 350. Gonna go for 380 on it with a 340 stop loss. Does 340 suffice? Probably. 1 second here. There we go. All right. And we've got BCAN here, not really doing a whole lot so far. Let me just go ledger this. Vrax. Currently sitting right at 350. We did fall down a little bit more to 348. If you fall below that 350 mark, if you get like 348 or 345 or something, you can move that stop down a couple cents. I can move mine down to 338. Just to give it a little bit extra room below that VWAP line. It does look like it wants to bounce. Fairly bullish candle on this one. Pretty mixed on the last one. We've got BCAN here still heading down. MGAM very volatile right now. We could probably buy in around this 297 mark. So that's MGAM. Maybe 295. Yeah, we're falling to 295. We're just about to break bearish on that MACD, so maybe we'll wait a minute, but we'll have to keep a close eye on it. We're going to try for 295 to 3, about 320, and then a 2, maybe just a 285 stop to give it that room that we might need. So that's the range we got on that. That's MGAM. Currently back up to 3. Vrax down to 2 or 350 here, but we did hit a high of 360. If you get about 10 cents profit on this, it's a good idea to take some profit. Taking some profit of Vrax, 260-ish. Sorry, 360-ish, not 260-ish. Okay. Looking good there. BCAN looks like it might curl up. We do have a little bit of a drop here back on MGAM, but we did see a high there of 305. From 295 to 305, again, we're looking at 10 cents, so make sure you're taking some cash out at that 10-cent mark. Some profit on MGAM. 305. Just making sure we're taking those profits. Okay, Meds looks like it's doing okay, but pretty bearish wick there, so might come back down. NXL's looking okay as well. I'm sure we have other things, Arcor and such, we could take a look at too. But we'll leave those be for now. Vrax falling down a little bit further here, hitting VWAP, so we're probably anticipating a VWAP bounce here. We're gonna have to see about that though. It's been bullish all morning, so I'm assuming it'll bounce. BCAN, nice candles here, going from 614 all the way up to 680 or about 680 there. It's looking good. It's got quite the range to it, so that's good. MGAM still sitting there. Med still up higher, starting to look a little more bullish than the last candle there. NXL not really worth playing quite yet. Frac still kind of iffy, but pretty bullish candles even though they're red. SHPH and Hollow. Let's take a look. SHPH. It's looking okay, I guess, and we can look at Hollow as well. Yeah, Hollow's got some range to it, that's for sure. 266 to 306, big candles. So we're going to want to probably buy in on this too, probably about 286. If we can. We might have to buy in higher, because this looks like it's going to run. Hollow, about $3 if we can. About 320. We'll go for 330 because it's got some range to it. And then a 290. So hopefully we don't hit the stop at 290, but we'll have to see where we can get in on this. That is hollow. MGAM's down quite a bit here. Looks like it's falling through. I would say if it breaks down past that 290 mark, we should probably consider cutting because there's not a whole lot of support down there. Vrax does looks like it's going to successfully bounce off VWAP so far. BCAN's down a little bit. All right, nice green candle there on MGAM to push it back up. Hopefully it can hold. Med's on its way down now. Hollow does dip down to 296, so that's not a terrible entry. So if you got 296, 295, 297, you could lower this stop a little bit if you want to. You could go down to, I mean, lowest you'd want is probably 295. That gives it a decent enough range where, you know, we've got a couple support lines below. We don't really have much in terms of support down here. You might have some at that 293 level. We're at 307, that's 10 cents profit, so I'm going to go ahead and take some there. Taking some profit. Hollow, about 307-ish. Okay, so meds, we might see a bounce off this 200. That's what we're aiming for here. Let's see if that happens. Frax down to 335, so we're going to be stopping out on that. Big spike all the way up to 364. So there was two options to take some profits around that 360 area. BCAN dropping. MGAM looks like it's heading up nicely here, hitting that 304, 305 level again. Not looking too bad there. That's where we took profits last time, so we're going to have to hit a little bit higher here. We might need about 310. If we can hit 310, that would be decent. Meds looks like it's bouncing. NXL's looking not really great. I don't like the price action on these candles, but it's ranging quite a bit for a stock in a dollar range. SHPH is doing okay. Hollow's back down now. Quite the drop down to 289. Looks like it's working its way back up. This could end up coming down from here. These are fairly bearish looking candles, but we'll see. Meds up a little bit again. MGAM all the way down. This could be a good idea for a re-entry down here, but I think it's too risky for me, so I'm just gonna let the remainder here go. BCAN's heading back down, so we could look at maybe getting in back around that 615 area. I think that's definitely a possibility, and we could try and ride it up. The problem I'm having is this is clearly just a big downtrend. This is probably a dead cat bounce, so we'll probably reach even lower this time before we see a new high. Or, you know, not really a new high, but we'll have to see how far down that goes. As far as Vrax is concerned, we did stop out on the remainder there, but we're right on a support line here, and this looks like it's holding so far. So this could be a half decent area to think about getting back in. Not quite ready on that. Meds is doing really well here, so I think we need to take a starter position on Meds. We're going to be looking at it probably $1.30 on that. We're going to be going for $1.50, and then $1.20 seems like a lot, but we could probably give it $1.20, probably $1.23. That's still quite a bit of room, but I wanted to get below that support line, at least be hitting the bottom for that. So unless we can get better than $1.30 entry, I don't think we're going to be moving that stop any lower. Hollow's going to stop us out on the rest as well, so it's a good thing we're taking 10-cent profit today. It happened on Vrax, just about happened on MGAM. I'm sure it will happen on MGAM and Hollow as well, where we're taking 10-cent profit, and it seems to be working out. We can look at getting back in on Hollow. Closer to the bottom here. All right, so we're going to be looking, maybe we could get in around 280. Still a lot of room down though. And we're just about to hit that zero line on MACD, so we're going to wait. We're going to see if this bounces or falls through. If it falls through, we'll wait a little bit longer. If it starts to bounce, we'll jump in. Meds at 141. MGAM didn't stop us out, still struggling. Looks like it might actually recover here. This is a pretty bearish candle though, so BCAN's looking, you know what, BCAN's looking pretty good. I want to jump in on BCAN. So we're going to go for a 6. I kind of want a 630. Is that going to happen, though? Yeah, 630 is doable. We're going to go for a 6, probably 80. 680 seems fair. And then a 610 stop. So we're going to give it a fairly tight stop loss. We only give it 20 cents. 610 should be enough room, though. Unless we hit some weird volatility spike. MGAM recovering. Meds is doing well. SHPH not doing it. I'm just going to close that one down. I don't like the price action. Same with NXL. I don't really like the price action on this, so we're just going to close that down. Hollow does look like it's bouncing here, so we want to try and jump back in on Hollow as well. Probably 280. We're going to go for at least $3. And then a 2... Let's give it a 270 stop. We're going to give it that 10 cents. I don't think it really warrants that. Okay, here we go. We're hitting a drop here, so we'll go Hollow. About 277. Okay. Now we're hoping this holds. Even though it broke through, it might recover. We can get rid of this. Meds 145. What were we aiming for in Meds 150? We're getting close. I jumped in a little late though on Meds, so that was kind of a problem. I don't know if I want to take profits quite yet. Yeah, it's looking like I should probably take profits on this. Taking profits, Meds 145-ish, even though it's not exactly quite where I anticipated being. Hollow, it's currently sitting at 280. Again, bearish candle. I'm not really sure if we're going to make money off Hollow, but we're going to definitely try. BCAN on its way up here, so BCAN's looking good. Okay, Vrax does look like it's bouncing off this line. It's looking pretty good. I think I'm going to open up a Vrax as well. I know I'm taking a lot of plays all at the same time here. 340. We're going to try for about at least 360 on it with a 330 stop loss. Is 330 even enough? Yeah, 330 should be enough. 330 brings us below that line, so that's good. If you can get better than 340, obviously that's better, but I don't know if it'll drop down much further. If it's doing what I intend it to do, I don't think it will. That I intend it will do? That's not the right word. You know what I mean, though. But I assume it'll do, maybe. We'll go with that. Hollow's up a couple cents here, so we're doing okay on that. MCAM hasn't stopped this out, but it's losing all of its traction here. BCAN looking good here, hitting 715. We are well past BT on that. That is BCAN. And then we're going to say some profits. BCAN past 710-ish. Hey, man, how's it going? Yeah, 710's looking good. Okay, Frax is on its way up, so that was a good pickup so far. MGAM's doing, you know what? MGAM had a little bit of a volume spike here. A little bit of a pickup, so that's good. We're at 284. Where did we get it on Hollow? 277. Yeah, we're not even close to that 10 cent. We need a couple more cents on this. 287, I'm going to take some out. Profits on Hollow, 287, and we hit it. Living the dream, yep. At least things are moving today. Yesterday it wasn't quite as exciting. Yeah. Drug is moving too. Did I get into meds already? Yes. Where did I get into meds at? 136. Sorry, I was just catching up on the chat and answering all the questions. What do I trade with? Interactive Brokers and Trade Zero. 279 currently, so we ended up heading back down after 285. Not looking too great there. Meds is looking okay. It's still obviously going to fall a little bit. I think it might touch VWAP before bounce again. That's what we're kind of anticipating here. MGAM's back to $3. We hit 303 again. Honestly, I'm going to sell most of it. I'm just going to leave a small runner here. Beacon is still sitting around $7. There's still some left in there, and Vrax is on its way back down a little bit, but we did hit a high there of 348, 349, so not too bad. Meds looks like it is going to bounce off of that VWAP line. Do I sell at market or use limit? It depends on the stock, but 90% of the time it's going to be market sells. Or sorry, it's almost always going to be market sells. But when I'm buying, it kind of differs depending on the stock. If it's got a bad spread, I might try and market buy rather than risk. Might limit buy rather than market buy because there's too much slippage on some things. Yeah, you got to watch the spread on stocks. Like on Beacon right now, there's a 12-cent spread, so that's like not terrible for a $7 stock, but it's still pretty high. So I'd either be waiting till I see something like this where we're at like 4-cent spread before I buy in, or I'll just place a market buy or a limit buy. MGAM's 305. It hit 309. That's a good place to take some out. I know it's not quite what we were looking for. We were looking for 320 on it. We might still get that, but I'm a little timid on the stock, seeing as how we came so close to stopping out before, and then we saw like no volume all of a sudden. But we're getting lots of volume here. 317. Let's take some out there. I don't know what the hell happened there. There we go. All right, so now I gotta put out the alert. Taking more profit, MGAM 317. And then we just have PT around the corner. Beacon's looking really good too. We're almost at 750. Our entry on Beacon was around 636. So we're doing really well. 770. We're taking some more out here. Taking more profit on Beacon 770-ish. 774 currently. Okay, we're doing really, really good on that. It looks like it's halted. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but hasn't popped up on my halt scanner yet, so I wonder how long it takes to pop up on that. Yeah, there we go. Now it's popped up. Beacon's halted. We've got Vrax. Looks like it's going to bounce off the same support line, which is preferable, seeing as how we haven't taken any profits on Vrax yet, so I'd like that to bounce. We hit as high as 317 on NGAM, which is fantastic. Meds is on its way back up, another good thing. And we saw about 288 on Hollow there, which is kind of where we were anticipating taking some profits. If I remember correctly, we were aiming at 187 or 287, sorry. Yeah, 287 was where I wanted to take profits. So we're back down again. It's not looking fantastic by any means. We've got lower volume. MACD still negative, but we haven't broken down from this line in a while, so that could be a good sign. So let's just wait it out for a little bit here. Only got like a little bit left anyway, so we'll see what happens with that. By a little bit left, I mean like 30%. Meds is looking fine. MGAM is back down to that 200 EMA, but as long as we don't break down from there, I think this should be okay. Beacon still halted. We've got Vrax all the way up 370. So it's starting to make us good gains here. 370 is more than enough. We could take some profits there. Take some profits. Vrax 370-ish. From our entry of 342, I'll take that any day of the week. Took majority out there. The TWS is slow most of the time. When you mean slow, do you mean like the data is slow, or just the software itself just doesn't look fast? Because if you're talking about the software, definitely it's slow. It's very archaic. They haven't updated it, and well, they update it all the time, but they haven't like overhauled it in a long time. So it's slow in that regard. The data feeds are fast. So if you're talking about the data being slow, you probably don't have data feeds activated. Vrax is still looking pretty good. I don't think we're going to get up quite to 370 just that fast again, but hopefully we do surpass that because we got a little bit left we can take out. Okay, almost 370 again, just like that. Actually, we just touched 370, just to prove me wrong. Beacon still halted. We've got MGAM down on that 200. We've got Meds with a nasty drop here. Hollow also taking a little bit more of a drop. Brax is the most interesting so far. Let's see here. When a Beacon halt, 6:47, so 3 minutes ago. Probably got a couple more minutes to go. This looks like it might be topping out on Brax. There's a lot of wicks on top. I mean, we're going to see that when it's pushing new highs just from people taking profits, but those are pretty big wicks. MGAM taking another nasty drop. Luckily, we got almost all of it out there. We saw a nice spike up to 317, pretty close to where we wanted our PT to be. Hollow back up a couple cents, so that's good. Meds is looking pretty good too. We did see a nasty drop on it down to $1.35, but it's recovered quite nicely since then. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades in, so we got a couple more trades to go. We're only 20 minutes in though, so we can be a little bit more selective with our entries. We'll just work on taking profits on the things we currently have unless something really pops up and looks good. Okay. 6:47, 6:51. We should have about a minute left on Beacon till unhalt. Brax looks like it wants to push higher. We've got a couple buy orders coming in. I don't think it's going to be enough really though. Well, never mind. We got like over 100 orders at 365, so we'll have to see if that can hold. MGAM continues to drop, so we might stop out on the small runner we have left here. Although it has hit this low before and bounced off that, so we'll see. Be nice to see Meds hit that 150 area. That would be fantastic. Beacon opens up even higher, so 795. That's where we're going to take some profits since we didn't get to on the unhalt or when it halted. We still have some left, so if it pushes higher, we'll be good. Oh, it doesn't even show the stock or update it. That could be a RAM issue. So it depends on what kind of computer you have too, right? If your computer can't handle the processing, it's really not optimized. So you do need even though it's old software, you do need a pretty good computer to run it while you have other things open. And the other thing is if you're on a Mac, Macs suck for IBKR. So that could be the other thing. 7.98, almost $8, pushing for $8 on Beacon. Brax all the way back down, nasty red candle, bringing us down to 336 there, but we did hit 374 again, so. Yeah, no kidding, eh? Yeah, that was a nasty drop. So did you stop out on the remainder then? Could bite you in the butt. You never know. It could come back up the whole way. I mean, I don't think it will, but you never know. What about Hollow? We're still in it. We still got some left in there. I don't think it's necessarily looking great. The volume's really low. MACD is curling up, but we're not seeing any price action accompanying it, no volume with it. So I don't think it means a whole lot right now. I think our stop is like fairly safe where it is, and I only have a little bit left in here, so I'm willing to risk it. But if you have a lot left, I'd be looking to get out around break even. That's for sure. I'm in Canada too. I know we're limited here. If you don't like IBKR, you can use Trade Zero. It's can be cheaper than IBKR, but depends on how you trade. If you're placing limit orders, they're free. Market orders are 0.005 cents per share. So it's about the same as IBKR on their fixed rate. Bounce or dead cat. Okay, so we stopped out on the small remainder we had left, but it does. It's hard to say if it's going to be a dead cat bounce or not. I'd say we'd have to actually break this red candle to see it as a recovery. right? But I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's most likely a dead cat. So we'll have to wait and see. Beacon still looks like it might want to push higher. Still hasn't really moved from where we got it, and Hollow is back up now, which is good. The problem is pre-market and after hours. Can't you do that on Trade Zero? I mean, I wouldn't really suggest trading the pre-market anyway. It's just too risky. After hours is pretty risky as well. I would say after hours is probably a little bit less risky, but pre-market especially, there's a lot of institutional trading can really hurt your wallet. It can make you a lot of money too, but at that point you might as well play options. It's a very big gamble, and you can't even use stops or anything with it. Vrax looks like it's slowly recovering here. Very, very slowly. Beacon looks like it's pushing for a new high. But yeah, I mean, out of everything you can use in Canada, I would say IBKR is probably one of the best, or you can go to Trade Zero. If you have over 30,000 US in cash, you can go to Cobra Trader, which is pretty good. If you have over 50,000, you go to Centerpoint Securities. We're at 820 on Beacon. There's a lot of options. IBKR is just the cheapest one for like entry level day traders and Trade Zero. Come on, Beacon, make a nice push here. 825. Where do we take profits on this? 790. So we're still fairly close. Man, we got in this at $6.30. Where is that? I don't even know where that is. That's like way down here. 636. Yeah, so like way down here. We got like basically took the bottom on this. We're almost at 840, 850. All right, we're taking a little bit of profit here. Oh, that's not where I typed that. On Beacon around 850-ish. Just to secure somewhere. We're up another like 60 cents on it, so we still have some left in Beacon. Hopefully it continues up. Although I'm getting a little bit concerned with how high we are, seeing as how I don't even know what the percentage gain is on this. I'll have to look. We are currently at 32% on Beacon, but that's me averaging in a little bit. So, I mean, we're still pretty high on that scale. We've been weighted heavily on the recent trades, so we're looking good on it. I think the next one we're probably going to try for like $9 before we take out the rest, but we'll have to see how it goes. Yeah, we're doing pretty well on that. TOS is just American. Um, it's okay for stocks from what I hear. Like they have direct market access, but I've heard that like a lot of people don't think they do because apparently you have to actually go and activate it with them. You have to call them and tell them to activate it, which is kind of scammy if you ask me. I mean, but it is what it is. So other than that, TOS seems okay, but yeah, I mean, like, I think quite a few people use Webull too, and they think that's fine. Again, not direct market access, but they have decent fills. On Beacon, 942. Yep. We got Brax. Did take another nasty drop there, but looks like we still have some buying pressure, so. Look at that. Just turned green, just like that. Nice green candle, 360. And then another red one. Bring it back. This is very volatile. Should have bought down here actually back at 330. That would have been a nice trade again. Let's try that. Let's next dip we'll go for cracks. 330-ish to 370. Let's say 360. And then a 320 stop. Actually, we're not going to hit 330. We'd be lucky to hit 335. So I'm going to just say 335-ish with a 325 stop loss. That makes more sense to me. Down to $8 on Beacon here. Might be able to look at getting in again around 765, maybe 760. I would say so. I would think it's quite possible that it gets up to that, at least the $9 level. Um, Sometimes you get stuck in a stock and you try selling in the pre-market and after hours. That would be a user error, not a brokerage problem. You should just manage your trades so that you don't get stuck in the pre-market or after hours. Even if that means, cutting your trades, like 20 minutes early before market close just to make sure you give yourself enough time or something like that. Um, as day traders, you're supposed to have pretty strict rules on when you trade and how you trade. So like saying you get stuck in something is kind of not a good thing. But there are occasions where something you're in a trade and it gets halted like all day long and you just can't get out of it. And in those cases, yeah, it sucks, but that should be far and few between. Frax back up to 355. If there's news in after hours, this can be profitable trades. Definitely, definitely. And if that's part of your trading plan and you're allowing yourself to trade after hours, that's definitely fine too. But yeah, getting stuck in something is something different though. Yeah. Beacon looks like it wants to bounce off this area here. Vrax is heading back up. We're at 362. Yeah, no worries. But yeah, definitely try Trade Zero or, if you've got the cash, Cobra Trader and Center Point Securities are better day trading brokerages, but you do need quite a bit of cash to get into those ones. Did I jump into Vrax? No, I didn't. Not yet. I was hoping for a little bit more of a pullback, at least down to the 340 level, but it hasn't come back down quite that far yet. So I haven't really found an entry that I liked yet. I'm kind of regretting it as we hit 360. So even if I did jump in here, at 350, could have made about 10 cents off it, but that's okay. You try not to trade after hours? Yeah, I don't trade pre-market very often or after hours because it limits the way you can trade. Like you can't market buy or sell out of anything. So you have to use limit orders. And sometimes when you get into some crazy moves in those time frames, it's literally impossible to get in and out. So it's just not worth it sometimes. And if you watch Ross Cameron, there's times where he gets stuck in stuff too, and he literally can't get out of it. And like, sure, sometimes he's up like 170% on something, but he still can't get out, and then it comes back down. You think Meds might go? I'm really hoping because we're still holding on to Meds here. I mean, we have decent profit on it already, I guess, but I would really like to get more. You like the 5 minute? Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like a pretty decent bull flag. Kind of looks the same as the pre-market. We might head down a little bit more. Might head down to entry there again at 136 or so, but it does look good. BCAN's probably looking for a bounce as well. So we are stopping out on the remainder of Hollow if you were still holding past that 287 area. So we currently have do we have a runner in Vrax? Yeah, we have a small runner left in Vrax still. We have some runner in Beacon, and we're out of MGAM, we're in Med still, and we're out of Hollow. So those two were out of, these three were in. Now let's just hope that this might be another good entry right here. I'm thinking about adding some more. We're very close to that zero threshold though, so I'm not really too sure I want to jump in on that yet. You forgot you were in Meds. Don't worry, I often forget I'm in plays. That's why stop losses are so great. I actually did that yesterday on futures. I was like 13 or $1,400 in profit on my accounts. And then I literally closed everything except Rhythmic, and I just left Rhythmic open because I just forgot to close it. And I have so many screens, it was just kind of on one of the screens. And I think I was like playing a game or something, and I looked up and I saw some red flashing on something, and all of a sudden I was like $500 down on one of the accounts. I was like, what the hell? It's because I forgot I had a trade parameter still open. I guess I triggered a limit buy or a stop buy or something, and it was like 14 points red. But it was just one contract, so it wasn't the end of the world, and it wasn't one of my PA accounts, thankfully. So, but yeah, it was kind of painful. Oh, also, I lost all of my old PA accounts. I got a notice from my bank that my credit card was getting used for fraud or something, so I canceled my credit card and I couldn't pay the renewal fees because I forgot that was the one hooked up to Apex Traders. So none of them got renewed and it canceled all my PAs. So that was a big bonehead move on my part. I should have double checked that. Performance account. So with when you're trading futures, you can go to prop firms and they give you like I think I was up to seven $50,000 accounts with them. So you pay a monthly fee to get the keep those accounts open. It's like $80 or something. Um, but if you don't make your payment, they close your accounts. So they closed all of my PA accounts because the card didn't go through. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I wasn't really using them anyway. I was like holding on to, I was basically hoarding PA accounts. I was just doing evals over and over again to get more PAs. I was trying to work my way up to 10, but I might switch over to Blue Sky Code because I like their withdraw policy better. And now you can only go through what's it called, deals or whatever for taking money out of Apex, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I got a couple more evals on Apex, and I have a PA account with them, so I'll just see what happens with those, and then after, if I run all those into the ground or forget to pay or do something stupid with them, I'll switch over to Blue Sky. But yeah, that's always make sure your cards are up to date and you got room on them, because otherwise you're gonna lose your PA accounts, and that really sucks. Beacon here is looking like it's getting to a point where it should reverse. Vrax is back up to 360. We did drop down to 350, up to 368. 735, yeah, 735 would be a good area. Even here at 740 is not bad. I just want to give it room below this 200 and below this. So, I mean, if we're getting, I want a stop loss around 695, right? So, I can get rid of that because I won't be holding something down that far. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the call out because we're basically there now. Beacon 725. We're gonna go for 7. No, we'll go for $8 at least. We might even get lower than 725 by the time I'm done writing this, and then 695 stop. But we're gonna give it the same stop, 695. I don't think I want more room than that. We'll just say 720 because we're basically at 7. We're at 712. Okay. Well, I guess I'm buying in here because this is one of those times where my stop loss is actually going to be super, super close to my entry because the stock's just dropping while I'm trying to buy it. Yeah, I'm like literally less than 20 cents off on this stop. Meds with a little, it was dropping there for a while, but it looks like it's picking up. Back up to 718 on BCAN here. Vrax looking good, almost 370 now. You haven't used a credit card in 9 years? See, you're not living like a rich person. And the first rule of being rich is you never use your own money. If you're going to risk somebody's money, you make sure it's not your own. Hollow is down. Meds is doing okay. BCAN dropped a little bit. Fell through support, so we're probably going to stop out on this. It's a really tight stop, though, so not really worried. And Vrax is looking good. I think I answered what a PA account is. It's a performance account, so it's an account with a prop firm that They give you money, you trade with it, and then you guys split the profits, except the split's usually heavily in your favor. So it's like 90% goes to you, 10% goes to them or something. CRKN, we could take a look at, yeah. CRKN's looking good. Yeah, but I mean, like, even if you're not trying to spend it all, you still need food, you still need gas for your car, all that kind of stuff, right? You can throw all of that on a credit card. And there's really like no reason not to. CRKN is looking pretty good here. It's kind of a cheap stock, but it's moving, so I think we are going to try this. Before I lecture you more on your credit usage habits. 0.50, we'll try for 0.54, but we might even get better than that. So 0.60 we'll try for, and then a 0.52. And that is CRKN. You think our BCAN stop should have been a little lower? Probably. Yeah, we did hit it, so that's not ideal. Although I wasn't really expecting the stock to drop that much, I did have a chance to move it. I should have, realistically, because this is definitely curling. And what are we at now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got one more trade we could take. Do we want to try BCAN, or do we want to try? Not a whole lot else, but we are at 0.58 right now, and I'm going to take some profits on this. Some profits. CRKN 0.58 to 0.60, I guess, because we just hit it. So, and that is actually PT, but it looks like this could go higher. So we're just gonna call PT on CRKN. I don't know what we're gonna do for our last trade yet. I think it's gonna bounce here too, which is the sad part. You know what? Let's do it. Let's just get back into it. If you're not out, good. If you are out, you know what? Nah, I don't know. I don't know, man. It could just keep dropping. It shouldn't. That MACD looks pretty overextended down here. I'm not seeing any time today when it was down that low. But we did just have like a really massive run on this, so it could very well continue on its way down. I'm not really seeing much in terms of support. You might see a little bit of support here at 678. Maybe that's an entry point. Maybe we'll put a line there. Other than that, like maybe here too at 644. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Maybe if it drops a little more, we'll get in. Yeah, I'm kind of iffy. Like these are bullish candles, pretty much all three. These are bullish candles. And MACD does look like it's going to curl, so I think there's a good possibility. I'll say if we break back above this support area, or I guess resistance area now, maybe we'll buy back in. Otherwise, I'd like to see it drop a little bit more and hit a support. I have pretty much a support line right there, 678. But yes, back to lecturing you on your credit usage habits. You can rack up points, right? And the points, while it seems like a gimmick to get you to use a credit card, really only benefits you if you pay off your credit card in full, like every month, right? Like my bills every month are $6,000 or $7,000, and I literally throw everything on my credit card, and then I just pay off my entire credit card. So I have like hundreds of thousands of points on my card. So that it adds up after a while. Plus, it makes your credit look really good. As long as you can keep that credit utilization below 30% of its value. Although I'm not a banker or anything, so. Do I do anything with my points? No, I don't. One day I might. When I'm retired, maybe I'll go travel the world. With the amount of points that I have on one of my cards, I could literally travel the whole world. Points? I don't think they do. Not in Canada. Yeah, you can hold on to them for as long as the company's good. And I mean, like, if you're with the big banks or with, like MasterCard and stuff like that, generally, I mean, they're not going to go under or anything, right? So you're good. Do you guys have points that expire? Yeah, I have an Amex with quite a few points on it. I also have a couple RBC MasterCards that have like a couple 100,000 points on them. And like even just having see whenever the bank offers me any of that kind of stuff, I always say yes. CRKN like dropped like hell after it hit that point 60. Um yeah, there's always that, that thing where if you do go broke for whatever reason, if you have 50 lines of credit, you can just max them all out, take the money out in cash, get on a plane, leave the country, and never come back. So, like, whose money are you risking? Go somewhere they can't extradite you. You're fine. This is not financial advice, by the way. This is purely hypothetical. It's definitely not a plan. Yeah, I don't know about Beacon here. It's continuing its drop. Yeah, not financial advice. I could get myself in trouble. Telling people to max out their credit cards and leave the country. Yeah, it's not the ideal situation, but that's basically the premise behind don't risk your own money, right? So if these guys that have billions of dollars are willing to lend you some of it because they think you're going to pay it back, let them. And if you can't pay it back, who cares? What are they going to do? Take your shit? Go for it. Yeah. It's good to have that option for sure. You always want to be risking someone else's money, especially if it's more money than you can personally get yourself. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but you should definitely have life insurance if you don't have it because you can use that while you're alive. You can take loans out on your life insurance, which are interest free. And since it's technically a loan, if you use that to invest, it's also tax free to a certain extent. Exactly. And you can do it as much as you want, and there's really no like minimum payback period as long as you're making payments towards it. It depends on what policy you have, I guess. But there are policies away. Morning. Do we still have one trade? Yeah, we do. I'm not sure what I want to get. It might be Brax. I don't know about Beacon. It should have curled here. It looked like it was going to. Then we had a small dip and it came down just a tiny bit more and it should curled on this line, but it didn't. Do we wait for it to hit this one now? I'm not really sure. Yeah, exactly. To get back in or to avoid it, that is the question. I don't want to give back the profits I made on it, but if there's a good opportunity, it could be worth it. And this is going to be one of those things where it continues the slow drop while you're thinking about getting in, and then it's just going to shoot up randomly, and you're going to have no chance. I can almost guarantee it. GCT, I'll take a look at that. I don't think CRKN is going to be playable again. Well, you know what? It hasn't really broken a new low yet, so we'll keep it open. It might. This one, however, can go. GCT. It's looking pretty good here. We're at $13, 16.49, 16.53. Yeah, it's got an okay range to it. We're looking at a 15.40 to 16.50, so a dollar range here. That's not too bad. It's a little bit outside my play zone, but I mean, like, it's got a decent range. It could be playable. I mean, you're probably looking for a pullback down to the 1580 level. These are pretty nice looking candles on Beacon right now. We are seeing volume at least being steady. You know what? I'm going to try Beacon. This might bite me in the butt here, but I'm going to try it. 680. Gonna go for at least 750. Yeah, let's go for $8. Why not? And then a 6, what's the low here? We're looking at a low of 660. We'll go for a 650 stop. It's a little large of a stop loss, but it's okay. It's fine. And that is okay. All right, we did it. It's gonna be fine. We have support. We have support, so it's gonna be fine. It's a little iffy, but we've had a couple green candles in a row, and that's something we haven't seen on the way down here, so. Yeah, Meds is finally making some new highs here, which is nice, because we still have some left in that. I actually keep forgetting we have Meds because it's been so slow all day. But we just hit 148. We took some out at 144. I'm willing to take some more out around 148. And leave a small runner. Taking some more out of Meds, 148, and leaving a runner. We might get more out of it. I kind of want to take a play on Brax, but you know what? The volatility's really like ceased in the last 15 minutes here, and I don't really see too much opportunity in this. Nothing that we're going to make money on in the next like 10 minutes. Beacon, however, we're already at $7. So we're like 20 cents up on it. Not looking too bad there. CRKN's looking like another half decent opportunity as well. So don't really discount that either. This could be a good play. I'm out of trade, so I'm not gonna take anymore, but if you get in around 50 cents, you could easily ride this back up to 60 cents and make 10 cents on this, and that's killer. So there's definitely some money to be made there. Meds coming down a little bit. We hit 148. We've got Beacon still slowly getting. You know what? We're 20 cents up. I'm going to take it while we have it. Taking profits. Beacon $7. Not that that's a lot of money by any means, but it kind of helps dampen the stop out there. If it happens to be a stop out. Otherwise, we'll let this run for the next couple minutes and see how high we can get it. You think it's good? Yeah. Was that cringe? Was what cringe? Paper trade. What's that? Yeah. Yeah, we got a new person. Oh. Oh crap. Got it. Yeah, CRKN I think has good potential. It's got a double bottom here as well. Which is another, could be a half decent sign. I don't really play patterns like that, but when they pop up I do recognize them, and it's got some weight to it. Where would I buy in? If I was looking to get in around now, I'd be looking to maybe 0.52. And then I'd be hoping to get it up to this top end here, 0.58. INVZ we can take a look at as well. Yeah, I mean it's got price action, so that's good. Volume's not looking terrible. It's kind of hard to say where this is headed though. It looks like it's range trading, if anything. You'd probably be trying to get in around that 590 level and get out around. Yeah, you know what? That's such a slim profit margin though. Like we're looking at the bottom here, let's say like the real bottom. So like 588 to the real top here, it's 614. That's still only like, 30 cents. Not the best. Not the best. I think there's more profitable options here. We did hit up to 740 on Beacon. That's another good place to take some profits. Make sure you're taking some on the way up, because I actually didn't think we were going to get this high. Yeah, definitely. I'm out of tune with the things that happen in the market in the afternoon, because I'm usually busy doing other stuff, not really watching the market. Haven't done that in like 4 months. It's a good thing we didn't take that Vrax play. Yeah, no kidding, eh? Yeah, it made its way up to 740. I still have a small runner left now. I don't know if we're gonna get much more out of it, but we'll try. We still have a couple minutes. Meds, we're seeing up 144, so I would just cut this wherever you can. I mean, like maybe it'll go up more if you're staying around for like most of the day. You could continue to hold because like our stop loss is way down here at 123, right? So if you're still holding a runner, you could hold this for a long time and probably not stop out like at all today. You hesitated and get in on Beacon? That's totally understandable. Honestly, Beacon, I was hesitating and I didn't want to get in on my own call there. So I totally get that. This was a pretty iffy play, especially for our last play of the day, but there was really nothing else looking better at the time. So CRKN was kind of looking good, but it's still ultra risky. There's lots of profit, but there's still lots of risk too. I think CRKN, like, this is a good buy-in pointer. Like, if you could get down to 0.50, and then you can stomach, like, a 0.47 risk, I think you could probably have a fairly safe trade that could be pretty profitable. That's about it, though. Then we maybe Vrax. Should hit some support at this level, 343. If not, you definitely have support here at the bottom at 335. We shall see. I don't think Beacon's going to do much more. What's the pin bar? 1017. I don't know what time zone you're in. So maybe 1417 here. This one. Got it. Gotcha. So yeah, be 1417. So yeah, that would be a pin bar. It's about as close to it as you get. Well, it could be a hammer candle, right? Looks kind of like a hammer candle. There's like 10 different names for candles like that. Really depends on the context of it, but it all means the same thing, relatively speaking, right? You got the price action, you know that the bottom wick means buying pressure, and then the head is where most of the action is, and you're seeing that there's buying pressure, and most of the action is at the top of the candle, which is definitely a bullish thing. So regardless what you call the candle, you know it's a bullish candle. Vrax with a small bump. This looks like it's going to be a Wyckoff spring. Or Wyckoff dip. Can't remember which one it is. You know, the one that goes down and comes back up. To me, that sounds like a spring, but could be the other way around for a spring as well. Something that goes up and then back down. So you're at that 0.50 on CRKN. This is a half decent place to take a risk if you were going to play CRKN. But besides that, I'm not seeing too much else. Because it's at the bottom of the range. Yeah. Yeah. That's usually where you see these candles though. You won't see this candle at the top of a peak, right? Because if you saw this at the top of the peak, it wouldn't be the top of the peak. It would still be going. So this is usually just, I mean, like I've always called them hammer candles. But it is definitely a good reversal candle sign. So if you haven't taken any profits on Beacon, I would say you could probably hold as long as your stop loss is around 650. If you've taken profits already and you don't want to stick around all day, I would be looking to maybe cut around $7 right now. I'm almost all the way out, and I'm probably just gonna cut the small remainder I have left because we're out of time now. But yeah, I mean, like Beacon, it's looking okay. You might, if you're gonna play more, Beacon's looking fine to play. Vrax might also be good. You could get a play in on Vrax here. It looks like it's pretty much bottomed out. It's got some, bearish candles here, but it's still holding, so that's a good sign. Meds, if you want to sit here all day, Meds might be an okay stock. MGAM, I wouldn't really trust. It's not really holding any specific levels, it doesn't look like, and it's kind of like goes from like no volatility to lots of volatility, no volume to lots of volume, like randomly. So I mean, there's a chance, but this is more like a lotto play. INVC, I don't see the range enough here yet to play it. CRKN, I think, has some good opportunity. There's when you're in this 50-cent range, you don't need a lot to make a decent amount of money on it. So there's a good chance you could make money on it, but again, pretty risky. CRKN, yeah. So don't worry, that I just went over that. It's looking pretty good, but I would say if it breaks down from this 0.48 level, you probably don't want to be in it because you've got a long ways down you could go, at least to the 200 EMA. Is that what made me jump in on Beacon? That played a part in it, definitely. I still thought it was pretty risky, even though we saw this. Like this you can see one of these and it could go up like 10, maybe 20 cents, and that's it. And that's kind of why I pulled some out at $7 because we were already 20 cents up, and I was like, okay, I can't really, tell how high this is gonna go. And then we hit 740. I was like, okay, I'm definitely taking profits out because I didn't think we were gonna get that much. So we ended up making about 60 cents on this, but realistically speaking, you can't really tell how far something's gonna go. You just know that this means it should go up at least a little bit. So, yeah. A re-entry. If you're gonna get a re-entry, I think the important aspect of this is where you want your stop to be, not so much your entry. So, I mean, I'd be looking for a stop that's lower than this low, right? So you probably at least want like a 650 stop. So if you want a 650 stop on a stock that's around $6, you're probably only going to want to give it 25, maybe 30 cents. So I mean like 670 would be an entry. So I mean like the closest thing I could say is probably like the 679 support line. If you can get lower than that, obviously better, but that would be the kind of range that you'd be looking to play on that. Other than that, let's quickly go over the tracker here. So we made $300 today, which is much, much better than yesterday. We basically doubled, a little more than doubled. We had 9 wins, 1 loss, so that ended up working out pretty good, taking profits early on most of those. That's a 77.7 win rate, which is looking pretty good. As far as the trade summary goes, we're only up 85% today, which doesn't look like a lot. Considering this entire month so far, it's pretty good. I think it's one of our best days. I think we only had one day that was better. Yeah, this one right here, 169. But beyond that, this has been our second best day of this month. So it's usually a Tuesday too, I'm pretty sure, that ends up being pretty good. But yeah, we took a small loss on BCAN, 2.4%, but we also took a big win on it. And then we had another decent win on BCAN for 8% right now, so that wasn't too bad. CRKN for 11%, much better than I thought that was going to be. I still think there's a possibility that that is good, but it looks like it's breaking down now, so like I said, if it breaks down from this 0.48 level, probably don't want to touch it. So I'd let that be for now until you start seeing this in an uptrend. Yeah, BCAN was a huge win. Getting close to that entry point. But other than that, guys, I'm going to let you go. So hopefully you made some money today, and I will see you again tomorrow. Take care, guys.